So maybe we can continue with Gogo, your favorite of the last year. Or one of your favorites, one of three.
One of my three. So well, because I read Jeff's articles about his least favorite movies, and I was surprised to.
I know what's coming.
One of my absolute. No, I think it is my absolute favorite from 21, and that's Malignant. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly either.
Yes, Malignant.
Let's call it Malignant for the sake of this podcast.
Round one, fight.
Yeah. No, I think there's nothing to fight about. I mean, there's an argument to be made. I'm sure that it's not the most original movie or whatever, but I just enjoyed the hell out of it. I had such a ridiculously good time watching that movie. I was surprised how much I loved it, because that's probably the key to me really enjoying a movie. Is I go in with low expectations. I like James Wan's movies, especially Aquaman, of course. Also liked Saw. I kind of liked his what's the name of his haunted house movies? What are they called?
I always mix those up.
His most famous ones.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Conjuring.
Oh, that was terrible. That was a terrible movie.
I kind of liked the first one, but I always find it ridiculous when the premise is that those the ghost hunters, they come in and right away they say, there's a ghost there, I saw it right away. It's just then I can't take it seriously anymore.
So
all
boring.
The scares, it's terrible. So but I loved Aquaman, but when I read about Malignant, I thought that's gonna be because it's a so-so movie, but I'm kind of bored, so I'm gonna give it a try. And it starts off seemingly like a haunted house movie. You think there's like an entity or something in the house, and then it goes into this kind of Giallo territory with the terrible gory killings of that weird killer. And I think what struck me the most is it's a bit like a horror version of Aquaman, in the sense that it throws in everything. It throws in every cliche, but it does it with so much love for every little detail. It's like those set pieces. Is it Boston where the movie plays, with the city underneath? Or Seattle.
Yes, Seattle.
The city underneath the city.
So already that's a horror. Oops.
But there's this long sequence where the detective hunts the killer, where they go into this underground world, where they suddenly are like 200 years in the past, and you see old stagecoaches and old taverns, and everything is covered under a thick layer of dust, and you watch that, and it's the way it's shot. It's like it's amazing. It's very, very well done. The production design is gorgeous, and there's so many scenes like that in that film, and the last third goes so completely off the rails. Like how over the top it is for this kind of movie, that I just thought this is the best shit ever. So for me, absolutely hands down the movie that I wouldn't say it's the best movie of 2021. I'm sure it isn't, but it's definitely the one that I enjoyed the most.
Well, I can understand that. You know what? It's like divisive. Because my good friend Kim, he said, "Oh, we definitely have different tastes." LOL. You know, when he responded on my article.
Yeah.
Because he said he definitely stands by Malignant. You know, I thought it had a promising start. You know, which like the prologue was almost like a callback to the films of Brian Yunza. From
it is. It is a callback, and it's so cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, once I saw that prologue, I thought, I think I'm going to like this movie because it's so ridiculous. You watch that, and you already start laughing when you see that psychiatrist. It's not even like it seems cheesy. It seems intentionally cheesy already there. Like
like Aquaman. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it is very much related to Aquaman in the tone he goes for. All those tropes. They're not new, but what he does with it, Aquaman has tons of that shit where you think, I mean, that's definitely nothing new, but the way he makes his own potpourri, his stew with it, where you realize it's not a studio and people hired for the job, but he's there for every detail, like the music fits and also the production design in Aquaman is just amazing because it's not cheap. It's never like somebody just went there and the director gave me design and blah blah. It's not a movie by committee. Mm-hmm. It's really a movie where you see the director was hands-on and he took care of every little detail, and that's what makes it stand out for me. And I think Malignant is very much the same in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's inspired by a 1980 movie somewhere in the 80s called Basket Case, which is a cult favorite. I didn't care for it because I thought it was too...
It was very cheap.
Very cheap, emotive behind Bilal's killing these people or doctors, whatever. Aside from separation anxiety, it was like a trauma film.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. But I liked it.
But Malignant, it definitely had its moments. I'm not going to take that away from it, especially like that precinct attack.
It's crazy.
It's like a horror version of the Terminator, because in the first Terminator, which in a way is a horror film within itself, where he took down all those police officers. This guy, Gabriel, just jumps around like Spider-Man and like fucks people's shit up.
It's time to cut the cancer out.
Yeah, that was a big highlight. The intro theme, I don't know if it was lifted from that song "Where Is My Mind," but if so, it definitely worked for this film. The main problem that I had with Malignant is that it has so much potential. You know, that's why I put it as disappointing. I didn't say it was the worst. I was definitely disappointed in it. But it you know what? Its pros outweighs its con, to be fair.
Potential to be what?
Huh?
Like when you mean it had so much
potential to be great.
No,
I didn't care for the lead actress. You know.
Oh, okay.
She was boring. One of the supporting characters, I guess she's a detective. Who looks like Wanda Sykes. She's somewhat of the comedy relief, but there was something missing in the stew.
All right.
So, leave it at that.
So I guess I land between the two of you. I wasn't bored at all. Like, it was very entertaining, very weird, and surprising in a lot of ways. But I didn't end up loving it for some reason. I can't really put my finger on it. There wasn't much emotional resonance, I guess. I thought it was really entertaining and daring in a few ways. But yeah.
That's a fair
just didn't set me on fire for some reason.
It didn't gel.
Yeah, it's a very divisive movie, I think, and it's. I mean, there was no emotional resonance for me either because it's not that kind of movie to me. Maybe I was taken by surprise because it's like when Scorsese says roller coaster ride. You know, it's like to me it was that. It was a roller coaster ride, and I just had a hell of a good time. Maybe sometimes you just catch a movie at the perfect time, because that has happened to me before. That a film that I I liked upon first watch. When I watched it later, I couldn't understand anymore why I loved it so much the first time around. This one just it was just I had a really a hell of a good time with that one.
That is excellent, because that's what we're looking for when we are going to see a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where is my mind?